Um, People like to sit on a block, and it helps to roll the pelvis a little forward. Okay, if that's you, feel free to do that. If you don't like having your legs crossed, feel free to have them straight. So take a comfortable position with your spine nice and long. And since we didn't see any sun today, we're going to create our own brightness, okay, using the power of the waxing moon to help us. Okay, so let's just bring our breath into our practice. Just let things start to slip away, just you and your practice. And start to notice some brightness, maybe right at the center of your body. And notice that as you breathe into it, the brightness grows. And maybe as you breathe more, it starts expanding. It's bright, and it also carries some warmth with it, all the way to the extremities of your body, the tips of your fingers, the tips of your toes, the crown of your head. And just be with your breath for a moment. And, you know, at this point in the phase of the moon, we are perfectly positioned to work on self-acceptance, acceptance of our body, where it is right now, how it's going to move through practice right now, even if that's different from how it was last week or 10 years ago. So just kind of take your focus to that. And if either if it's comfortable for you to have your eyes closed or just kind of letting your lids be heavy, just go ahead and locate one part of your body that you may sometimes not be completely happy with, and just put a hand on it. And if that's not you, then you don't have to participate in this at all. Okay, just keep breathing and coming into your practice and letting your day fall away. Or just choose a part of your body that you want to be extra grateful for right now. And just take your mind and your breath to that part of your body and just bathe it in love and acceptance. This is what you do for me, speaking to that part of your body, and I appreciate that. And then just blink your eyes open, or just bring your eyes back to normal. And during today's practice, just keep reminding yourself of the gratitude you have for whatever spot you were just focusing on. Let's bring the hands down by the side, exhale, and then inhale, energy, light, and love up from the earth. Turn your palms out and exhale and release anything that does not serve your practice. Touch your fingertips lightly to the mat and inhale again, really lengthening through the spine, bringing in all the energy, love, and light that there is for you, and exhale down. And one more time, we'll inhale up. And exhale. Release. All right, so let's just go ahead and at least change the cross of the legs and maybe move around a little bit, just wiggle as we get our spine ready for practice, okay? So we're going to move mindfully through a few cats and cows, a very familiar posture to us, and just notice what happens in the body when we move through it. So hands to the knees and arch your back and shine your heart up, remembering not to whip the head back. And then round through the spine, taking your gaze to your lap. And arch and look up. And just, you know this, so just go through. Feel the parts of your body that are involved. Is there a particular spot that you want to communicate with? And whenever you get to your next rounded forward position of the cat, just keep your gaze to your lap. Take a breath and then come back up to seated. Bring your hands to your heart, and we'll begin to do a little bit of tilting side to side. So bring your left hand down by your side and your right arm up, and without crushing into that right hand, just tilt to the left. And then we're going to take the right fingertips down, left arm up, and tilt to the right, knowing that as we go side to side, we're warming things up, right? So it's not necessary to strain to get farther over. It's just exploring. How's the side body doing right now? Keeping that bottom hand soft. What pace feels good to me? Do I want to go slower? Do I want to go one breath per movement? What parts of my body are participating in this move? And the next time you find yourself over to the left, stay there. Put your left hand on your left thigh. Keep your right hip grounded and make those nice big circles, arm forward, out, up, around. And the next time you're over to the left, just stay here. Extend your left arm, press your left fingertips away, and come on back up. We go over to the right with the right hand on the right thigh, both hips on the mat, and make some nice circles here. And the next time you're over to the right, stay here. Extend your right arm parallel to the earth and press the right fingertips away. Then come back up to center, palms touch, hands come heart center, and breathe. Okay, so we're going to do some up twist here. Okay, so take your arms up, lean back, and cross your right ankle in front of your left. Inhale, and as you exhale, take it down, twist to the right. Take the arms up, feet up, left ankle in front of right, take it down, twist to the left. It's up and twist right, and up and twist left, up and twist right, up and twist left. You know, we're just getting our twists warmed up here. Up and twist right. Hold here with a long spine. Inhale. Your left hand is on your right leg, but the movement's coming from your torso as you twist a little deeper and turn your gaze toward your right shoulder. Inhale, and as you exhale, take your gaze to your left shoulder, staying in your twist. And then on your next exhale, take it back to the right. Arms up, inhale, Cross the ankles the other way, left ankle in front, and twist to the left, staying here. Right hand outside the left leg, long spine. Twist and gaze towards your left shoulder. And as you exhale, turn your gaze to the right. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze back to the left. And bring it up, feet up, arms up, palms to heart center, and switch back, right ankle in front of left. So now we're going to do something just for fun, a little bit different here. Your right leg is in front, right? And your ankles aren't on top of each other. They're kind of stacked one in front of the other. Put your left hand down. Take your right foot to the mat. Take your right arm up and over and lift and stretch. There it is. My left knee is down. Yours might be up, but for the most part, most of us are going to have our knee down. And then cross the other way. Left foot's on the mat. Right hand is down. Lift up. Oh, take a nice stretch to the right and release. Okay, did that feel good? Wave your fingers at me if that felt good. That nice little side stretch. Good. Shake it out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we are going to just, we're going to do some rock the baby to open the hip, and then we'll get to some core. So let's take the legs long here. Flex the feet. The toes and knees are pointing straight up. The spine is long. We're bending the right knee, keeping the left leg extended out from the hip. Toes and knee up. Hold on to the right foot and rock your baby side to side. Yes, I see everybody knows this with the torso, not moving at all. Very good. Inhale and exhale, opening up that hip. And now we're going to just let that right ankle come across the left thigh. Support yourself with your hands and let your left foot come in till it touches the mat. Flex your right foot and go side to side with the right leg. And then eventually let that right leg come all the way over to the left. As we talk about, we want the right cheekbone sitting on the floor here. So if that means taking your foot in front of your shin instead of outside your thigh, do that. Arm up and inhale, twist. So for some of you, you might want to take your left arm up and elbow outside the right knee. If that feels right to you, then you do that. If this feels better, then you do that. And take it up and around. Extend your legs. Give them a nice crazy shake here. Extend both legs. Flex the feet. Bend the left knee. Take the left foot in the left hand. Left foot in the right hand. You know it. And rock your baby. And then bring your left ankle above your right thigh and just draw that right foot in till it's just touching the mat. The left foot is flexed and we take it side to side, side to side. And then the next time your left foot comes all the way over to the mat, right hand outside the left shin, okay? And positioning the left foot either outside the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Left arm comes up and over. Inhale and gently start to twist to the, what is this, your left? Yep. Inhale and exhale. And some of you might choose to take your right elbow outside of your left leg. If that makes you lean back, then unwind, keep your spine long, and twist less. All right, let's release, unwind, and give the legs a crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to try a seated windshield wiper. So go ahead and support yourself on your hands. Take your feet mat width distance apart and draw both knees over to the right or left, whichever side, trying to keep your hips steady. So don't do this just to get your knees down, okay? Keep your hips steady and just get your legs wherever they'll go. And then take it over to the other side. Maybe that happens on one side deeper than the other because you're human. Okay, and let's go side to side. That is what happens. Sides may vary. And when you feel like you've gone about the same amount of times each side, just come back up to center, bring your feet hip width distance, and just let your knees shake out. A little open and close, shake everything out. Inhale and exhale here. All right, so what's a great core thing that we can do with this awesome group? Okay, ready for anything and capable of anything. The feet are going to be hip width distance here. Okay, we're really going to challenge ourselves. Arms are forward. And with a long spine, take it back till you feel your core engage. Take it back till you feel super challenged with your core. And then staying right here, take your arms out and forward and up by your ears and down. Let's add a leg. Out, right leg up. Tap the toes down, arms overhead, right leg up. Tap down, go to the left, out. Tap, up, tap, and release. Okay, you guys know that there are all kinds of variations that you can do. You're welcome to keep both feet down, right? Okay, and of course you control how far back you're going. The important thing is the spine is long. We don't like go back here and slump into it. Okay, so now we're going to go 4 times on the right and take a little break. Okay, arms forward, take it back. Core is engaged, core is challenged. We go out with the right leg up, tap down, overhead, tap, and again, out. Tap and up. Tap, take it out. Tap and up. Tap, this is our 4th, so let's hold it here. Out, tap, and tap down. Up and hold. Oh, and tap down and release. Okay, is it me or was that kind of challenging already? It's just me. Yeah, I see it. Okay. All right, we're going to do that on the left. Ready? 4 times. You are welcome to keep your feet down. Remember, this is your practice. You are always in control. Take it back. Core is engaged. Core is challenged. Left leg out. Tap. Arms overhead, left leg, tap, arms out, left tap, arms up, left tap, arms out, left tap, arms up, left tap. Now let's go out and hold, and tap and up and hold, and tap and release. Whew. Shake it out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so a good follow-on to that for the obliques would be have the legs bent, arms forward. This time we start more upright. Right arm back, left arm forward, and up. Left arm back, right arm forward, and up. Now as we go right arm back, let's take the right leg with us, and down. Left arm back, left leg up, and down. The leg is optional, obviously, going side to side. Stay in touch with what your body is telling you is best for you tonight. The next time you go back to the right, stay here, and let's just take the arms forward and open a few times. Forward and open. 3 and open, and 4 and open. Oh, and come up. We're going to do the left. take it back to the left leg up, and we're going to go forward and open, and 2, and open, and 3, and open, and 4, and open, and release. Inhale and exhale. Alrighty, so let's just kind of take a little seat here, breathe a couple of times, tap back into what's going on, find that brightness and warmth, see if there's been some brightening and some warming happening for you. All right, and now we're going to take it to hands and knees. Okay, always patting your knees if they request extra padding. Okay, now we're going to take the body forward to a knee down plank. Nice strong knee down plank, nice strong push up, and hips to heels. Okay, since you are all highly skilled and practiced yogis, here's an option. Knee down plank, tuck the toes, take the knees up if you want, and either bring the knees back down and push up, or push up from here. Knees down, hips back, you see where we're going. Knee up or down plank, push up, hips back. Find your way through. Maybe you only do one, and it just feels good for you to do that one. Maybe you're moving softer. Maybe one time you leave out the push-up. This is your practice. And then when you are ready, find your way to child's pose. Having the forehead grounded, connected to something, waking up the seat of your intuition, right? Which will guide every practice, should guide every practice, must guide every practice. And then float your way up to downward facing dog. If you want, your dog could be a table, or you could be doing dog at the wall, or a countertop, a chair, right? Go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, alternately pressing the heels toward the mat. Right heel down and hold. Left heel down and hold. Both heels down and hold. And we're going to start taking the feet to the hands, taking the feet wider as you go till they come mat width distance apart. Bending at the knees when you get to the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart here and press through the legs. Inhale, fingertips up toward the sky. And as you exhale, step into mountain pose. All right, inhale and exhale. And let's just find mountain pose and see how everything's doing. Check your alignment, see where everything is right now. Where are your hips in relation to your ankles? Where are your shoulders in relation to your hips? Where are your ears? Where are your hands? And just breathe. All right, so we're going to come to the top of the mat and we're going to be doing sun salutation with a low crescent lunge to a twist. So if you want extra padding for your knees, make sure that's available to you. Remember, you can always flip up the edge of your mat, and your surface may be just fine for you on your knees. Okay? So we find mountain pose at the top of the mat. Locating that brightness and warmth, and thinking back to appreciation for maybe a special part of the body, maybe the entire body, and float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive over straight legs, hips over ankles. So if your hands wind up on your thighs, that's great. If they wind up on your shins, that's fine. If they wind up on the mat, that's you today. Okay? And then we bring the hands to the thighs, hips back. Shine your heart forward, half lift, sink down. down, down with the hips, hands to the mat. And step back with your right leg. We're in a lunge, and we're just going to move around in this lunge for a moment here. And then draw your right knee down. You want it behind the hip, left knee over the ankle, and come into low crescent lunge, arms overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, draw your palms to your heart and take a very long spine here. So we're reaching forward through the spine. And then on your next exhale, turn to your left and hook your right elbow outside your left leg if it comes that far. If it doesn't, you might be here, and that's fine too. Now release, unwind, one hand on either side of your left foot. Come into your plank, knees up or down. Yep, plank. And then nice strong chaturanga. Remember, a knee down chaturanga beats a wobbly knee up chaturanga any day of the week. A strong knee down chaturanga. Okay? Now we're just going to lift into a nice little baby cobra. Take the hands off the mat here. And release. Okay. All right, now we're going to take it back and up into downward facing dog. Table, always good substitution for dog here. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's go ahead and take that right leg up and give that hip a little spin. One direction from hip to toe, a little larger. And then the other direction, tiny. And same direction, a little larger. And then sweep your right foot through and position yourself in low crescent lunge. It doesn't matter how far up your right foot came because you position yourself at when you're ready. Okay? Left knee is behind the left hip, right knee over the ankle, arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Long, long spine and twist to the right. If that left elbow chooses to come to the right knee, great. If not, you might be up here, and that's fine too. And release, both hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and take a giant step forward. Take a half lift, forward fold over straight legs, and then float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Okay, I'm going to do a quick demonstration of the knee lift. Okay, we're going to do the same sequence, basically, with the low crescent lunge. Your hands will be here, or your elbow might be hooked. And then option is going to be lift the back knee. Now we've taken ourselves into a balance, so we want to make sure that the gaze is fixed before we lift that knee. Everybody good to go? Most of you have done this, but it's been a while. All right, top of the mat. Mountain pose. So the feet are hip width distance apart, so we're not like this. We're here. Yes, you guys, if you find your hip points right here and point your fingers towards your feet, you should find your feet right under your fingers there. Yeah, okay, good. Feet are hip width distance apart now. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Take a moment to feel how good this feels and just let the hands come wherever they belong. Feel your hamstrings. And then come into a nice half lift here. Start to sink the hips down, 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 hands down, and step back with your left leg. Hang out in this lunge for a moment here. And now we're going to bring the left knee down. I'm going to switch sides so you can see the twist, but I already showed it, so don't worry about looking. Inhale, float the arms up. Low crescent lunge, hands to heart center. Now we lengthen the spine and twist left elbow toward right knee. Okay? It may be up here, it may be down here. Stay here or fix your gaze, tuck your back toes, and carefully lift your back knee. and come into your plank. Knees up or down. Find a plank. There you go. And then chaturanga, nice and strong. No wobbly spines in the chaturanga. Oh, super good, excellent. Okay, so we did a little hands-free cobra earlier. This time we're going to start with the hands off the mat, shoulders toward the ears, down the spine, elbows towards your waist as your heart shines forward. And release. Okay, do it again. Lift the hands, hands-free cobra. And release. Okay, and we're going to do this one more time. Lift up, hands-free cobra. Now extend your arms out into a Y. Lift a little higher. And then bring the hands under the forehead. Make a little pillow. Bend at the knees. And let your legs move side to side. And then when you feel released, bring your hands back under your shoulders and find your way to your downward facing dog. Okay. So downward facing dog, how many times have you been here? A lot. But see if there's any new sensation in today's dog. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. We're just observing. We're not forcing that to happen. We're not judging. Take your left leg up and tiny circles, hip to toe, and a little larger. Pause. Tiny circles, hip to toe the other direction, and a little larger. And then big step forward with the left foot. Right knee comes down. Arrange yourself so that your left knee is over the ankle. Right knee is behind the hip. Low crescent lunge. Hands to your heart. Extend the spine long and take your right elbow towards your left knee. It may land on the left knee, it may not. And you can stay here or tuck your back toes, fix your gaze, and lift your back knee. Release, unwind, hands down. Big step with the right foot up to meet the left. Take a half lift, forward fold. Take a moment to sense your forward fold. What's going on? How is it feeling? Your lower body is super grounded. Your upper body is super light. Exhale, and on your next inhale, float the arms out and up. The upper body just floats up. Yeah, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And we release. All right, let's find mountain pose and just breathe for a moment. Inhale and exhale. We're going to be moving into a balance. Remember, I said we're going to be doing a moving balance, okay? It's going to start like this. You're just going to cross your, let's start with the left leg over the right. Okay, your left foot is in front of your right foot here. Okay, so this is just finding cross-legged standing here. See if you can even out your feet. And then come back and try it on the other side. Okay, this is going to give you some information about which side might be a little trickier to work with today. This time the right foot's crossed in front of the left. And release. Okay, so before we go deeper into the balance, we're going to take that into a forward fold. Take the left foot in front of the right here. Put your hands in your hip creases, your index fingers in your hip creases, your body's facing forward. Keeping the hips over the ankles, just start to fold forward. Notice what's happening in your back leg. Your front knee may need to bend a little to bring you farther down if you want to go. And see where your hands want to go. Just a forward fold with your left foot crossed in front of your right. Draw your hands back up and with a straight spine, stand tall. Now we're going to come back to mountain pose. Take the right ankle in front of the left and hands to the hips, the index fingers in the hip creases, long spine. We take it down. And you can start rolling your hands down your legs if that works for you. Keep the spine long and see where you go on this side. Just notice what sensations are happening. Might feel a little wobbly. I say that from personal experience. And come on back up with a straight spine. Release and unwind. Okay, did anybody find that more challenging on one side than the other? Besides me? Okay, all right. Whether you did or you didn't, what did we start with? Okay, we're going to take the right ankle across the left. Okay, so this is where we were before, but now we're going to slide the left foot diagonally back like we're coming into a curtsy lunge. Let your right knee bend. Okay, my left heel is still up. It won't come to the ground. And then come up. And now we're going to take the left ankle in front of the right, slide that right leg back on the diagonal, let the front knee bend a bit, and come back to mountain pose. Yes, if you were thinking this is great for stretch for the side of the legs, the IT bend, you are absolutely right. Okay, except I keep getting confused which side we went to. All right, so we're going to take the right ankle in front of the left now, slide that left leg back at an angle, let the right knee kind of bend, and then take your left arm up and kind of tilt toward your back leg. So we're super long in one side and release. All right, so that was right ankle in front. Now we go left ankle in front. We're going to slide the right leg back at an angle, let the left knee bend, and take that right arm up and take a nice little tilt. Yeah. And release. So it was one long side here. Okay, now here's going to be the tricky part. I will show you what we're going to do now. Okay, so that was, I think, right ankle across the front. We're going to cross the right ankle in front. Okay, if you want to watch for just 1 second and come back, tilt, and then come into tree. Okay, as smoothly as possible. So let's go ahead, cross the right ankle in front of the left. Slide the left leg back, maybe even smoothly take the arm up as you go back. And then, fixing your gaze, come into tree. And let's take that left leg back again. And come into tree. Whoop. And one more time, left leg. And come into tree. And release. And every time your body falls out of balance, it's learning, which it needs to do because life is not all a straight line of perfection, right? Okay, anybody finding this challenging? Did I mention it was going to be a little challenging balance today? All right, so now we're going to cross the left ankle in front and take the right leg back, arm overhead, tilting to the side, and then come into tree. Step back, and come into tree. And on the trickier side, it's very tempting to go faster. Right leg back, and come into tree. Good, and then just find your way to mountain pose. Take a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. All right. Now, very simply, we're going to do one tree on each side, or an alternative balance if you prefer. Okay, so you go ahead and just come into, you guys know tree, right? You can come into tree and hang out for 5 breaths on each side, or do an alternative. And when you're ready, switch to the other side. And when you're ready, come back to mountain pose. So what have we observed here? Well, for one thing, it's kind of when you're prepared to go into balance and you're just steady and you're like this, okay, that is kind of easier and less challenging than doing this, right? But what happens in life is really more on the moving side. So it's important to practice that, okay? Everybody good to go? Good to move on, moving on here. We're gonna take the legs wide and come into warrior 2. So turn your right toes to the right, turn your left toes in at an angle. Your heart is facing forward. We're gonna set everything up, knee over ankle, tracking through the center of the foot, shoulders over hips, arms out. Gaze calmly past your left fingertips here. So nice and wide with the legs, right? Calmly gazing past the fingertips. And we're just going to very smoothly and calmly straighten the front leg, bring the hands to the heart, take the gaze forward, and then when you're ready, open back into warrior 2. So just move through that, just feeling how your body reacts to this movement of open and forward, open and forward. And eventually find yourself back in warrior 2 to the right. Hold here, inhale and exhale. All right, so now your right arm is forward. We're going to go into reverse warrior. You may choose to put your left hand on your thigh. You might choose to bend your left elbow and come into reverse, whichever one floats your boat right now. And then come back to warrior 2. Go ahead and take your feet forward, your hands to your heart, and you're just going to fold from the hips as far as you want to go. So if it's this far, let it be that far. If it's halfway, let it be halfway. If it's continuing hands down, touching the legs anywhere, let it be there. And just breathe wherever you landed. Then bring your hands to your hips, and with a long spine, start to draw yourself slowly and carefully back up to standing. All right, we're going to give the legs a little shake out here. Same thing on the left. So set up for warrior 2 on the left, nice and wide. Left knee is bent, right foot's at an angle. The knee is over the ankle, and very important, tracking through the center of the foot. We don't want the knee in like this, right? We want it, okay, good. Okay, we make sure the shoulders are over the hips now, and the arms are in line with the shoulders, and calmly gaze past your left fingertips. And then moving in and out, arms forward, leg extends, and open. And just find your own flow here. the next time you find yourself in Warrior Two to the left, take your gaze past your left fingertips, okay? And once again, we're to the left here. You can either let your right hand come down, left palm up, and go back, or bend the right elbow and come back. One of these is not preferable, better, it's just preference for you. And then coming back to Warrior Two on the left. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your hips, turn your toes forward, and come into a forward fold, and then just let yourself move around in your forward fold, finding what parts of your body want to move. Okay? And maybe you want to be up higher, maybe you want to be down lower. Just find whatever's happening for you and let that go. And I hate to bring this party to an end, but when you're ready, come back to center. And then bring your hands to your hips, straighten your legs, and slowly and carefully bring yourself back up to standing. And then find your way, taking your legs together. You can heel toe, you can hop, you can explore whatever you want. Okay, so we did a little forward folding, wiggling around. Now take any other moves that you need to make while we're standing and get anything you want for final relaxation. Okay, so if it's getting a little chillier in your space, you may choose to start bringing a blanket, socks are good, a sweatshirt, whatever is going to make you happy. Maybe you want a rolled up mat for under your knees when you're in final relaxation. Maybe you want to do final relaxation in a chair, okay? Or with your legs on a bed, right? And your knees bent, okay? We'll get there in a few minutes. So here we go. We're going to find mountain pose now. If anything still needs to kind of jiggle around, give it a chance and then come back to mountain pose. And then find your inner brightness and that warmth that's possibly circulating super easily now throughout your opened up body here. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Keep your legs straight and just let your hands go to where they're going to go. Now bring your knees to your hips and shine your heart forward. Sink your hips down. And if you have a vinyasa left in you, you want to go plank, chaturanga, cobra, and then down dog, go ahead. Otherwise, just come back to down dog. Inhale it. Remember, this could also be a table. Your hands could be on the wall. And just wiggle around your hips. If you're doing a vinyasa, you'll just meet us when you're done. And then bring your knees down. And everybody will meet back in seated mountain pose. So if you're doing something else, you don't have to rush. Just finish up what you're doing. And we'll meet in seated mountain pose where the feet are flexed, the spine is super long. Inhale and exhale. All right, and now we're going to shake it out, okay? And go ahead and bend the knees and take the body down, down, down to the mat. Okay, so we're going to work on our pigeon from here. Let's take both arms and both legs long. Inhale. Exhale, draw just the right knee in. Left leg can stay straight or the knee can bend. In your Ardha Uttanasana, just hang on here. Inhale and exhale. And now take your left hand outside the right leg, right arm out by the shoulder. Inhale. And as you exhale, draw that right knee just past the belly button. And then let that right knee come more over to the left as much as it wants to. Right hip is going to lift, your gaze is going toward your right fingertips. And then as you unwind, let your right ankle slide across your left thigh with the right foot flexed. Draw the legs in towards you. Okay, we're going to check on this right knee here. If it's heading towards your face, just put your right hand on it and kind of press it away so your right shin is more kind of in line with itself, ankle and knee. And then hold on to your left leg, either the hamstring, the shin, or some people just hold on to the outside of their leg. Make sure your right foot is flexed. And then check to see where your left knee is. You want your left knee in line with your shoulder, left shoulder. And just send light and warmth into that right hip. If this is not a helpful pose for you right now, then just do something else that feels good. We're releasing the hip is our goal here. Then take your left leg straight up and point and flex the left foot. Gratitude for those feet, and circle one direction and the other. Now we're going to let go of the left leg, but cross tightly at the thighs. Hold on to your ankles or your shins or the sides of your legs and just let those legs move around. So I'll show you from this direction, okay? So if you've ever done cow's face pose, these are cow's face legs here, right? Inhale and exhale. Nice stretch for the hip. Then release, unwind, bring both feet to the mat. Let your knees gently open and close. Inhale, draw both arms and both legs long. Exhale, draw your left knee in. That right leg can stay straight, or the knee might want to bend. That's between you and your body. And then holding onto your left shin or hamstring with your left hand, let the leg come out and back a few times. And take your right hand outside your left leg, left arm out to the left, and just draw that knee just past the belly button. And then let the left knee continue over to the right as you gaze toward your left fingertips in this twist. And as you come back through center, let your left ankle slide across the right thigh and draw the legs in. Check to see if that left knee is headed to your face. Press it away from your face, and then hold on to your right leg. Drawing the right knee in line with the shoulder here. Left foot is flexed. Reclined pigeon. Sending love, light, and warmth to that left hip. Extend your right leg and point and flex. And then circle the ankle one direction and the other. Now cross tightly at the thighs and hold on. Okay, you might find your ankles or any part of your legs is fine, and move around. feet to the mat. Let your knees open and close. If you love Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose, go ahead and take that. Otherwise, keep your knees up, hands by your side, and open and close and wiggle your fingers. And then go ahead and rotate your wrists one direction and the other. Turning the head side to side. And coming back to center. Now, sensing where the body is and where it wants to be. Take any moves that are being requested by the body. Make any alignment shifts. As I said, if you want to be in final relaxation on the mat, on the floor, you do that. If you want to be someplace else, you go ahead and move to where you're going to be happy. Legs straight, knees bent, whatever is going to put you in a position where you can just be. Inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth. Release all effort and just be in your final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. And as you inhale, extend your arms and legs long. When you exhale, draw your knees in, give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side, taking care to take a breath here. And then extend your top leg and find your way back to a nice easy seat. And as you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.